What's wrong? Don't scare me, please. What's going on? I can't.
Like, I know this sounds crazy. I don't know, I just feel like we need new male energy. I get a call from one of Kanye's friends, and my heart drops.
Let me tell you something. MTV, fuck you. Once again, as always, I'm on my drum shit tonight. AC, call me, bro. You still ain't called me. Talk to me like a man. Feelings matter, bro. Feelings matter, bro. It's a new world, Hillary Clinton.
Reports allege that Kanye was acting erratically at his trainer Harley Pasternak's home.
We're on scene here at Laurel.
A report claims when paramedics arrived, Kanye was calmer but still resisted going to the hospital and was restrained by handcuffs to a gurney while being transported to UCLA Medical Center.
Tell me about Kanye. How's he doing? Have you seen him lately?
Went to his house. I was going to go back last week, but we couldn't get together. He had some other stuff he had to do. But I've been to his house, sat down with him for about 6-7 hours, and just walking through his health and recovery. His memory's coming back. Yeah, his memory's coming back.
Every city in America has hospitals, usually several that are doing shock treatment. Not far from me in Syracuse, but you're within a short drive of several places that do shock treatment. They love to do shock treatment. They love to do shock treatment.
They love to do shock treatment.
You wake up in a completely disoriented state. Most of the time you don't know you had shock treatment. You don't know what's happened to you. You can't remember the treatment. And gradually, as the treatments increase, you lose more and more of your past memory.
I didn't make the connection yet. So I was a guest in those circles, and it amused me greatly to see all those named women and the other things.
Omdat ik vond het allemaal wel leuk, al die blote vrouwen en al die dingetjes die daar speelden.
It was the good life. But then at some point, I was invited, which is why I'm telling you all this, to participate in sacrifices.
In het buitenland.
Abroad.
Dat was het breekpunt.
That was the breaking point.
Kinderen.
Children.
You were asked to do that?
Yes. And I couldn't do that. So, I lived through all of that, but I also needed a long time to recover.
Yes, of course.
Yes, I was a train wreck. Complete wreck. I was completely burned out. I had crashed and the body needed a year to recover. Because I don't really want to get into it now, but in those circles, I got tortured physically during my exit time. This was in order to make sure I would never break the contract of secrecy. So, I was taken for a certain amount of time. I was treated. All those factors together just increased the stress I was experiencing. Literally running full speed towards my own end.
Do you mean abductions, as well call it, or programming?
No. They exposed me to certain types of torture. That makes sure you'll never damage anyone in that world.
You know why? Because you was lied to by Google. You was lied to by Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg, you want to call me now? Do I got the vision, Mark Zuckerberg? Was you wrong? When I said I was $53 million in debt and you didn't call me, was you wrong? You ate dinner. You asked my friend Anthony Schiller to have dinner with me. I told you about Donda. You said you would help, and you didn't. Then you went to look for aliens. Me and Kid Cudi are aliens right here, bro.
Kanye, what are you doing here today? Kanye, are you meeting with Kanye, what are you guys going to be talking about?
But, oh my goodness, John Avlon.
He's a good man. Oh.
We had to show this picture, that's what I
Doing well. Long time. We've been friends for a long time. Life. We discussed it.
Kanye in 2020. Do you think that's something you still want to do in light of this meeting? Kanye, are you considering performing at the inauguration this week? No comment about your meeting with the president-elect. This is the president-elect of the United States. Nothing to say?
I just wanted to take a picture right now.
Do you wish you were voting for him, Kanye?
So long, man. You take care of yourself. I'll see you soon. All right?
I was with him for about 6-7 hours and just walking through his health and recovery. His memory's coming back. Yeah, his memory's coming back, which is super good. And just healing. Spending time with his family. Saint is getting big and he's walking and playing with toys. So, you know, that invigorates him.
So do you think is he working on anything right now or just taking
not working. Not working. Just you know, that invigorates him.
So do you think is he working on anything right now or just taking
not working. Not working. Just going through processes.
I have seen marvelous professional people, men and women, who could no longer function in their professions. And I'm proud to say I was the medical expert in the very first electroshock malpractice victory a few years ago. But after a few of them, the patient doesn't even know what's happened to them. Were they sexually abused? They can't remember. Was their husband beating them? They can't remember. Was he threatening to leave them? They can't remember. Was the husband, and mostly these are women, was the husband having an affair? They can't remember. They become indifferent and apathetic, which happens from injury to the brain. They don't care, they don't feel, and they don't remember, and the doctors call it a cure. But only unscrupulous family members consider it a cure. Because it's not a cure.
He's like crying on the phone to me. And he just like wouldn't say what's wrong. And I'm like, tell me what's wrong. I just like don't know what to do.
With the breach of 3 levees protecting New Orleans, the landscape of the city has changed dramatically, tragically, and perhaps irreversibly. There's now over 25 feet of water where there was once city streets and thriving neighborhoods.
I hate the way they portray us in the media. If you see a black family, it says they're looting. See a white family, it says they're looking for food. And you know it's been 5 days because most of the people are black. And even for me to complain about, I would be a hypocrite because I've tried to turn away from the TV because it's too hard to watch. I've even been shopping before even giving a donation. So now I'm calling my business manager right now to see what is the biggest amount I can give at war right now, fighting another way. And they've given them permission to go down and shoot us.
And subtle, but in even many ways more profoundly devastating, is the lasting damage to the survivors' will to rebuild and remain in the area. The destruction of the spirit of the people of southern Louisiana and Mississippi may end up being the most tragic loss of all.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Please call.
In the past few days,
I didn't appreciate it then, and I don't appreciate it now. It's one thing to say, you know, I don't appreciate the way he's handled his business. It's another thing to say this man's a racist. I resent it. It's not true. And it was one of the most disgusting moments of my presidency.
Here's a 2-term president who ran the country during Katrina, 9/11, wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, and the financial meltdown. And he's pointing the finger at Kanye West and that incident as the worst moment in his presidency. I asked Kanye West to respond to President Bush's remarks. Hey, don't even listen this time. I want you to just look at his face when he is commenting about you. And just look at him. I mean, this is the most emotional he got during my entire 3.5-hour interview with him. What would you say to him if he would meet with you face to face? And I'm not sure he would, but if he would.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't need you guys to show me the tape in order to like prompt my emotion to what I'm going to say. You know?
No, I'm just asking you, when you look at his face, what would you say to him?
I mean, pre-looking at his face, I came up here because I wanted to say something to him right after the fact. You know, I would say, you know what I'm saying? It's like I don't even have to do the TV stuff with me. This is reality. This is the real thing going on. This is, you know what I'm saying? I don't need all the jazz. I don't need all the jazz. I would say to, can we be quiet for a second? I would tell George Bush, in my moment of frustration, that I didn't have the grounds to call him a racist.
And you're sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry for. Yeah, I'm sorry for.
And you're sorry. I think I get the point.
Here she comes, Mrs. Reality TV America. Kim Kardashian is back in Dubai, making her first international trip since her robbery in Paris. This time, Kim has landed somewhere a little more luxurious. If you haven't seen the pictures of where she's staying, here's a glimpse of Atlantis, the Palm in Dubai.
It's natural.
I honestly, I just haven't worn makeup in so long, like in months. So it's having to retrain. I've just been.
Make sure the question is only about eyebrows. If I'm doing skin, make sure it's only about skin. Lips, only about the lips. So if I'm doing her blush, don't ask me about the eyebrows because it ruins the flow of everything. And you should be fine.
Thank you. Hi, Mario.
Yes.
I wanted to know, how do you prevent your gel liner from drying out?
Whose purse is that?
I don't know.
I think there's a girl here. There's a girl's purse here. Girls are here?
I wouldn't go in there.
Don't go in here? Why?
Just
There's like girl downstairs. What? There's a girl downstairs. Okay. What the are you doing here? Seriously? You're just like a whore. Such a tramp. Get your and get the out of here. Groupie, get your and security will escort you the out of here.
Because I don't really want to get into it now, but in those circles, I got tortured physically during my exit time. This was in order to make sure I would never break the contract of secrecy. So, I was taken for a certain amount of time. I was treated. All those factors together just increased the stress I was experiencing. No, they exposed me to certain types of torture.
Torture is very frequently used to one, strengthen the individual to maintain secrecy within the cult, that is intimidation. It's also considered something to be desired by a cult, that is the toleration of pain, the mixing of pain and sexual experiences and blurring the boundaries between them. But it's, quote, to make a good soldier for Satan.
They exposed me to certain types of torture. That makes sure you'll never damage anyone in that world.
Tim, over here. Tim, to the right.
I think that's